METAMORPHOSES by Ovid. Book 6. Arachne. Pallas had listened to the tale she told with warm approval of the Muses' song and of their righteous rage. Then to herself, "To praise is not enough. I should have praised myself, not suffer my divinity to be despised unscathed." She had in mind Arachne's doom, the girl of Lydia, who in the arts of woolcraft claimed renown, so she had heard, to rival hers. The girl had no distinction in her place of birth or pedigree, only that special skill. Her father was Idmon of Colophon, whose trade it was to dye the thirsty wool with purple of Phocea. She had lost her mother, but she too had been low-born and matched her husband. Yet in all the towns of Lydia, Arachne's work had won a memorable name. Although her home was humble, and Hypaepe, where she lived, was humble too. To watch her wondrous work, the nymphs would often leave their vine-clad slopes of Tmolus, often leave Pactolus' stream, delighted both to see the cloth she wove, and watch her working too, such grace she had, forming the raw wool first into a ball, or fingering the flock and drawing out again and yet again the fleecy cloud in long soft threads, or twirling with her thumb, her dainty thumb, the slender spindle, or embroidering the pattern. You would know Pallas had trained her. Yet the girl denied it. A teacher so distinguished hurt her pride, and said, "Let her contend with me. Should I lose, there's no forfeit that I would not pay." Pallas disguised herself as an old woman, a fringe of false grey hair around her brow, her tottering steps supported by a stick, and speaking to the girl, "Not everything that old age brings," she said, "we'd wish to avoid. With riper years we gain experience. Heed my advice. Among the world of men seek for your woolcraft all the fame you will, but yield the goddess place, and humbly ask pardon for those rash words of yours. She'll give you pardon if you ask." With blazing eyes Arachne stared at her and left her work. She almost struck her. Anger, strong and clear, glowed as she gave the goddess, in disguise, her answer. "You're too old, your brain is gone. You've lived too long, your years have done for you. Talk to your daughters, talk to your sons' wives. My own advice is all I need. Don't think your words have any weight. My mind's unchanged. Why doesn't Pallas come herself? Why should she hesitate to match herself with me?" Then Pallas said, "She's come," and threw aside the old crone's guise and stood revealed. The nymphs and Lydian women knelt in reverence. Only Arachne had no fear, yet she blushed all the same. A sudden color tinged her cheeks against her will, then disappeared. So when Aurora rises in the dawn, the eastern sky is red, and as the sun climbs, in a little while is pale again. She stood by her resolve, setting her stupid heart on victory, and rushed to meet her fate. Nor did the child of Jove refuse or warn her further, or postpone the contest. Then, with no delay, they both, standing apart, set up their separate looms and stretched the slender warp. The warp is tied to the wide cross beam. A cane divides the threads. The pointed shuttles carry the woof through, sped by their fingers. When it's through the warp, the comb's teeth, tapping, press into place. Both work in haste, their dresses girdled tight below their breasts. The movements of their arms are skilled and sure. Their zeal beguiles their toil. Here purple threads that Tyrian vats have dyed are woven in, in subtle delicate tints that change insensibly from shade to shade. So when the sunshine strikes a shower of rain, the bow's huge arc will paint the whole wide sky, and countless different colors shine. Yet each gradation dupes the gaze, the tints that touch so similar, the extremes so far distinct. Threads, too, of golden wire were woven in, and on the loom an ancient tale was traced.